What's going on, everybody?
There we are.
Hello.
Hey yo. Well, we're sans Blake at the moment, so hopefully he'll be joining in at some time soon. If not, we're just gonna get started without him. And
Well, he only gave out little samples, anyways.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Blake sent this, so it's like maybe he just felt bad, and he's like, I'm just not gonna show up this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't want to get made fun of.
No, he'll be here. He's putting one of his 12 kids to bed.
That's probably very true.
So, can you hear me now? Am I clear?
Man,
Yeah.
Yes.
crystal clear tonight, bud.
All right, good. I reset everything. I kicked every kid off of every electronic device. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I'm able to hold up tonight with bandwidth. So,
Yeah, sounds great now.
Are we live?
We are live.
All right.
Welcome to the show, Jordan.
Thanks.
We're in.
So, and what do you know? Just a hair after 10, he makes it in. How's it going, Blake?
There we go. Yeah.
oh,
sorry
Blake,
about
I
that.
got to turn my hat around.
Blake, we already raffled off a great prize from you. So
Oh, did you? Oh, perfect.
Thanks for that.
Perfect. Yeah. A year's supply of bourbon from Sealbox.
Yeah.
That's
a monthly basket.
well, stinking the Bourboner email thing that I use is the worst ever. So I only use it on my phone, except for like when I'm coming to these live streams. Then I'm like, crap, I got to go through. Like, there's no search feature. Half the time it tells me I can't get into my own email. But I'm here. We ready to do this?
We're ready.
Ready.
So,
Round two.
fellas, I have not pre-gamed as much as I did last Friday. I
I
was
learned a
dude.
little bit, yeah.
sick on Saturday. I don't think I recovered till about 4 p.m. I don't think I've been that drunk in a long time.
What, really? Whenever you're posing like scantily on the couch for the last 5 minutes of the show,
Yeah.
you tell me
When I lean, if I
Giving
lean,
away all your bourbon and laying
You
down.
look like
Yeah.
Kate Hudson on Titanic getting painted.
I got all these PMs the next day. Hey, you're giving away an ounce of your Eagle Rare to me. I'm like, really?
Yes. I think that, wasn't that
what
your
did I
goal?
say?
I think it was your goal last time we did this. You said, like, I'm just going to make sure that I don't drink enough that I give away, like, all my unicorns at the end of the show.
And then I'm sending away all my unicorns. So I'm really excited, though. I'm excited to change the bourbon world. I know I said that last time with my mystery sample.
Well, good, because I was trying mine a little bit earlier, and so I'm excited to kind of see what everybody thinks of what we got going on. So just to set the premise of the show, I want to kind of let everybody know that's tuning in. We got 80 people live on YouTube. We got some more that are on Facebook, but I want to just give everybody an idea that, what was it, 2 weeks ago, we had all sent each other blind samples. We have no idea what we all sent each other, and so what we're going to do is we're going to taste through. Last Friday when we did this, we all sent a barrel pick that we had done at some point to kind of figure out. Like, I mean, it was all over the place. It was really good. But Brian and Ryan came out on top on that one.
Go Ryan.
Go Brian.
So we'll see what happens this week. However, this time it was nothing. There was no criteria. It's just like choose a sample of anything that you have in your repertoire, and we'll see what we got working with. So.
We may or may not have sent a barrel pick also for number 3. I wasn't really up to date on the rules. Nobody really, I'm not on Twitter, so I just did what I did.
Ryan's, it's like a game of what's the game of, you gotta like yell in a can and like see if you like hear it on the other end.
Oh,
Yeah, game of telephone. It's a game of telephone with Ryan. Like
Yeah.
we all have our thing, and then I gotta tell him. And then, sometimes it just gets lost in translation. It's just how it works.
Well, I'm glad he did the 50 mLs, though. I'm glad whatever you said, that worked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Good goal.
the 200 ml or what is this?
Is that-
Yeah, Ryan doesn't hold back, man. He
Well,
was
Talking about the big gulps that I sent.
Well, if you like it, you get to drink more of it, unlike Blake.
I did
If like
enjoy
it,
that.
That's it.
That Pursuit Series 18 you sent, that was delicious. That was great.
Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
shout out to McKinsey. They made it.
Yeah, that was good.
We just aged it and bottled it. It's a good one.
I don't think I remember tasting yours, Brian.
I'm not surprised.
Oh man.
Blur.
All right. Well, let's get to it. Who do we tackle first? Who wants to be the
Let's go to Blake. I think we need to go
Yeah,
to
let's do Blake.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get the little one out.
Little one out of the way.
That's what she said.
It's the one with the scotch tape, right?
It is
Yeah,
the Scotch tape.
Yeah.
I mean, because
So-
he made it really fancy for us too.
So I actually needed a 1 ounce sample jar to send some of this Eagle Rare, so I actually used your sipping corns and put the rest of Blake's into here. So it really is actually Blake. See his tape? I took his tape back. Number 2.
Here's what I'm working with right there. See the bottom rim?
What glass do you have?
I thought you were gonna get Fred's.
Oh, it's one of the dram tasters.
The neat taster.
Yeah, I was like I've got that much to work with on Blake.
Ooh, Blakey.
But Blake's coming out strong. I feel like
He is.
I feel like this is Dusty territory already.
Yeah,
the nose has got it.
Smell reminded me of Dickel, and I was gonna be disappointed. And then I hit some of that funky.
Yep, it's got
Funky
some
wood.
funk and some leather. Same thing as last time. We're not guessing, right?
I'm actually disappointed I poured that whole thing. That's really, and it's dark too.
Mm.
That's some old granddad, baby.
Wow.
That's what I was gonna say. National Stiller something.
I was about to say, I was like, the nose alone, it just smelled like we're in Dusty territory already.
Yeah.
Poker
I'm with you
face.
on National. I mean, this reminds me of some National Old Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either OT or
It's got like a
OG.
deep cocoa, like mocha kind of flavors going.
Oh, this is fantastic, Blake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know why you sent me a thimble, because it's probably a really rare bottle.
Yeah, it did sound. And you know, the one thing, actually, never mind. I'm not gonna make a guess because I'll save my guesses for later.
No, but would you say this is still like 70s old granddad is still one of the best available?
Oh
to get
yeah,
right now in bourbon.
70s and 80s for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, it's still like reasonable secondary.
I mean, if this is not a Dusty, I'm gonna go out and buy 3 bottles.
Yeah, sign me
tomorrow.
up for this.
Yeah, show me where it is.
Well, joke's on y'all. It's a new craft distiller called.
It's on seal box right now.
He's got
Here's
20
the
cases of it.
Go get it. Yeah.
I was about to say, I was like, after Fred's live stream, I don't know if you all caught that, but man, he gave Rua a lot of
Yeah, he
props. And so, Blake, I hope Spotify is able to take in all those orders. But somebody actually said that they're sold out on your website, so you need to.
Spotify,
so-
he's streaming music.
Shopify.
Oh, Shopify.
Shopify, Spotify.
I know
No,
what
Blake's
you're saying.
Spotify list though is killer.
Yeah.
Epic playlist.
Yeah, I have my my acoustic album coming up. Yeah, no, it is the barrel pick that we did. The first barrel pick that we did is sold out, and then but he tasted the regular on there as well and had the same reaction. And then I have more samples coming for a new barrel pick, so, and those will be there Monday. So we should have that in another week.
Do you think you'll ship the
Great.
other bottle of New Riff that you owe me from a year ago? Just wondering.
Those are in the mail. Those are in the mail still.
While we're doing Dusties, I kind of want to get some pull from the audience. If anybody has some epic Dusty pours that they've had, just go ahead and put them in chat. We'll throw them up on here. I know Chris Haynes is watching, and he's a guy that has a ton of Dusty minis, and he's thankfully has shared one with me before, and I know he shared with Blake as well too. So pretty awesome.
Me and Chris, we only drink Dusty minis out of like solo cups at tailgates at Florida football games.
Oh no, was that me?
Oh,
Yeah,
did I freeze for a second there?
No,
Yeah,
that
he did.
was you, Blake.
Yeah.
It was me.
Spotify playlist. Taking over.
I'll be right back. Y'all
mean-
keep saying nice things about my pour. I think it should win.
Yeah. I
I don't
mean,
think we have a prize, do we? We need to come up with a prize.
Well, you pick something to send us, Carrie, and we'll go from there.
yeah.
Yeah. You
I'm sure
supply
by
the
the end of
prizes.
this, I'll be sending you all stuff anyway, so it's fine. I do wish there's a couple guys. John Henderson, I sent him an ounce. I wish it had of the Eagle Rare. I wish it had made it. He could have had it with us.
Oh yeah, there it goes.
It'll be on its way. Probably getting there tomorrow.
Just in
There's-
time.
You know, have you guys ever dived into Dusty's and what makes it taste the way that it does with that old funk that you can't get with modern stuff?
Oh, here we go
Gotta
again.
be
Yeah.
oxygen,
This
right?
is this is long.
Yeah.
I know, but what is
It's the barrel proof. It's what it goes into the barrel at. It's the grain of the wood.
Mhm.
It's you don't get that wood anymore, and it's all higher barrel proof. Are two of the big ones.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's all kinds of things from the grains not being the same type as they were a long time ago. Like everybody tries to say like non-GMO. Well, wild turkey's still non-GMO or whatever. Everybody's talked about the wood basically like the thickness of the wood or the rings of the wood, how there used to be a lot tighter grain. Now they're not as tight.
They had stronger pesticides back then too.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's what we're tasting, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure 30 years from now, what we drink then will be different from what we're drinking now too.
But
So.
do you think it ever changes
Wow.
in the bottle itself? Like, do you think a 1972 Old Granddad tasted like that in 1972 versus 2020?
It's hard to know.
That's really hard. That's a hard
Gotta
thing.
find
To
an
know.
old timer.
I wasn't drinking back then.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna get a time machine and forget about all the other shit. I'm just gonna go try Old Granddad, and I'm gonna buy a bunch of cases, and I'm gonna bring it back for us. And we're
There you
gonna
go.
do
Back to the Future.
that's it.
There you go.
Just for bourbon.
Yeah, get your
I love it.
DeLorean.
I'm
Yeah,
in.
Get your DeLorean all set up, man. I'm in too. I
Man,
think that'd be
yeah,
awesome.
that's
Can we
my
go
love
to-
language. And that's indie stuff from the 70s and 80s. Oh man,
Can we go to Woodstock too while we're out there? And then
and drink Granddad same time.
What's a trip to Woodstock without a old dusty, old granddad leader with you?
We'll end up just like Carrie was last Saturday on our Friday on the couch.
we'll have some Miller High Life for you, Ryan. I'm sure they got some of that.
Ooh, I like High Life. Now you're talking.
That's
All
what,
right, so we're just gonna write down our guests, and we'll do it later.
well, yeah. I mean, I just start writing down, what's your favorite? Like I said, we'll go to the end. We'll vote for your favorite two, and we'll
Yeah.
do the reveals then. So we'll do that. All right, who's next on the list?
Let's go to Ryan, the People's Champ.
Yeah, I agree with that. Ryan got a high score last time, so
Yeah.
Hope I don't fail.
Okay, I know which one to grab.
Doesn't really
Big
smell
gulps.
like anything. It smells like nothing.
What?
There's no nose.
You got the COVID?
No, not yet.
no, there's definitely a nose. And honestly, coming off that dusty, it's you definitely get the caramel,
Oh, there's the nose.
yeah, more vanilla off of it.
Everybody else is lying. Anyone watching? Just know that.
I can't remember what I sent at this point.
It's gonna be a great reveal.
See, yeah, great reveal right there.
No, I think I know now. I remember now.
That's a tasty modern, is what that is.
Oh yeah, it's definitely modern.
That's a tasty sanitizer.
Yep, that's
It's not dusty. It's sanitizer.
no
It's good.
Yeah, so different from dust.
fresh from Lysol.
That's good.
It's a new product.
Fred says Carrie has
They're
COVID.
speechless.
Mhm. Yeah, see, Fred knows, Carrie.
What did Fred say? Sorry.
He said he had COVID.
The finish picked up after a while there, Ryan. It started out that I thought it was going to go, and then it came back. I like the shift on it.
Yeah.
What whose sample are we on? Ryan's?
This is Ryan. Yeah.
Ryan,
I guess we're not guessing. I was gonna say any guesses
Well, you can
on
guess if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, but we're not revealing, I guess, right?
Yeah, I won't
Right.
reveal.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah,
get all
this
plugged
is,
in there, Blake?
Yeah, sorry, I had to do a location change. I got to get a Wi-Fi extender. I think that's the actual culprit.
This is another. I try to go with stuff that it's hard to give, people that have had everything something they haven't had. So I tried to give you all something you haven't had with both of these. So that have had everything something they haven't had.
you definitely killed it with the first last week.
Yeah.
I'd never had the Mackenzie.
okay.
Hey, Blake, just be careful with Wi-Fi extenders. I've tried 2 different ones and ended up throwing them both away.
You gotta
Really?
get the Euros. They're
Yeah,
awesome.
They never worked. The 2 that I bought never worked. And they always, 3 days later, they would go down and I had to power cycle them every time.
Let me know when you're all ready to have basically something that powers a small college campus, and come talk to me because that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
my house. That's what my house is outfitted with.
Kenny ran Cat 5 wire all through my house when it was being
I'd like
renovated. It
that,
was
but
awesome.
then
The way
I
to
don't
do
want to have to pay some guy $400 an hour anytime it goes down. So where does that leave me?
Well, that's what. So Matt Layton put it here. So I actually have my whole house done with Ubiquity,
Okay.
and I mean, I just had to reset it because I thought I had problems with it, but it wasn't. It was actually my ISP, and the uptime was 200 and something days. Literally, it's enterprise grade stuff.
They're super legit.
Yeah. So it's good stuff.
Ubiquity, man.
I don't even know what that word means. Never heard
I
of it.
don't either.
This
Way
tastes
above my head.
like Mackenzie. I was just thinking, like Charbet popped into my head, and then I was like, oh, that's what I said last time. It's coming back to me. It's like as I'm getting back into that state.
Yeah.
I'm remembering.
The nose was a little earthy at first, but then it's like sweetening up, and like the mouth is very caramelly, and
I get orange zest.
Mm-hmm.
There's some citrus, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
but the proof is fairly high.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. It's definitely barrel proof.
It can't be that old. It's got to be in like that 8-ish year range.
I don't want you to reveal it, but if it is Mackenzie, I'm buying stock in that distillery as soon as we're done, because that will be the second barrel of deliciousness.
Brandon's got a question for y'all. Is Charbet worth the price tag?
That's when you might want to somehow find the sample to try before you commit to a bottle, because you either love that or you not love it.
I haven't had anything that I'm like I want a whole bottle of that. I'm like
it's unique. You gotta try it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
love it or hate it, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I think one of the first times I had it was at Whiskey Pig back when that was a thing, and it's cool for like one pour, and like you try it, and I remember I was trying it. I think at Whiskey Pig I tried it, and I was like, it's not my thing, because we had just been trying like unicorn bourbons all night, like, and you go to that, and you're like, wait a minute, like palate shock. Then I went to a buddy's house, and it was like one of the first things we tried. And he's like, okay, when you taste it, and I forget which one it was one of the earlier batches. He was like, drink it and then breathe in, like, and you do it. And I was like, oh, geez, it tastes like marijuana. He goes, yes.
Yeah.
And it was really weird. And then we have a Charbet R5, I believe, in the basement that was sent to us as well. That really wasn't our bag either. It's just a unique kind of thing. Like I said, it's a tough one. If you got a friend it's like a friend that owns a boat. If you got a friend that wants to buy it and try it, like, cool. But it's a tough one to say, go out and buy a ton of stuff.
Sell out $200 for it. Yeah.
Or go in with a bunch of folks and just split it up however many ways you can. That's it.
Yep.
Because it's not like you find it at a bar ever. It's just not, unless it's like a unique high-end whiskey bar. You're probably not finding it out there in the wild either.
Well, they have different finishes too, right? Don't they have like an orange finish?
Well, they're all about the hops. All about the hops.
It's not finishing. It's different beers that they use, and so they'll go with some really hoppy beers for a lot of them.
Okay. Yeah, I remember I had one that was really orangey.
I think they did do that, because I remember somebody saying, like, whenever Willet came out with the orange, what was that? The Willet
XCF thing.
Yeah. They're like, well, Charbet was everyone's always the first, and they've done it better. But I kind of remember somebody saying that. This is good, Ryan. This is really good.
It's tasty.
Yeah.
And it's one you picked. Are you telling?
Well, it's
Well, don't say it. Don't say
All
it's
right.
revealed.
no, I'm not going to say what it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just trying to tease some information.
It is a barrel pick we did. So
I was. Oh, really? Man, I was leaning towards like some kind of Elijah Craig, but it seems too high proof.
Mm-mm.
It's
Because
definitely burning a little bit.
Yeah, it's barrel strength. So
Now that you said that, I really wish now that you would have said that, I would have been actually gone to one of the barrel picks that we have that, everybody, when you go to barrel pick, you always bring in a small little take home flask, if you will.
yeah,
And I wanted to kind of like throw that one by y'all, like a barrel proof BT or a barrel proof, not pick or something like that.
Oh man, when we had at our pick, whichever barrel that was at our pick, that was so great, and then they
The barrel proof one
down and it was horrible.
Yeah, that's the really cool thing about Buffalo Traces is that you literally are pulling straight from the barrel, like with the thief. That's so much fun.
it is. Never get old.
I think that's the second.
The tours get old. I can't take another tour.
Yeah, I'm done.
I got to skip them from now on.
I don't know. I love hearing about how it's the limestone water that makes Kentucky.
If I see bourbon
was that
Pompeii one more
you?
time,
That was.
I'm gonna vomit.
There was some bourbon group where like they're all discussing like, well, people try to tell me bourbon can be made outside of Kentucky, but I know really bourbon can only. And he's like, it's the limestone water. He's like, you realize every single distillery has reverse osmosis, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or,
And Tennessee has the same limestone. Indiana, it's not like it just the limestone stops at our state.
No,
line.
it does.
Like,
That's
they're
how
like,
they did.
no,
the
here's
data
how we're
border.
gonna
That's
here's
how
how we're
the
gonna
border.
divide the states by the limestone shelf
Yeah,
here.
that's how they drew the border, man.
Bourbon Pompeii.
Yeah, it's always. I mean, Blake, I know you see it a lot. I mean, you run one of the largest bourbon Facebook groups.
I don't read
out
anything
there.
on that group, but
Yeah. delegate admin
ignore all of
responsibilities.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you go to some of these groups and it's the same arguments over and over. You know, one is the Jack Daniel's bourbon thing. Like, okay, like we get it, that's never going to die. But then it's like, oh yeah, bourbon from Kentucky, like that's it. And then be like, yeah, that's the law. And then you see people like try to correct people, and then there's some people that are like, no, America, like, and you're just like, like I don't even know, like, is there an end? Like, I don't think we could ever educate everybody because they just don't want to listen.
That's what I've come to decide, that like a lot of times people just like to hear themselves talk and they like to be right. And, you know, nothing that you can say or do is going to make them wrong, because in their head, they're right. And that's the end of it. So it's like, just leave it be.
Did you all watch the TED Talk with Pat Heist?
Yeah.
Wilderness
I
Trail?
haven't yet.
Yeah, he
haven't
had.
seen that yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give him credit. He had a really good line in there. He said, you know, he was going over the rules of bourbon, you know, just really quick and high level. He goes, you know, to be called bourbon, it can be made anywhere in the United States, but if you want to sell it, it has to be from Kentucky.
That's pretty good.
Good line.
I'd listen to anything he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pat's awesome.
All right, let's go.
Who's
Should
up
we
next?
move on to Kenny?
You can move on to me.
Okay.
All right.
I have a hard time to decide which is Kenny's and which is Carrie's.
One's a plastic bottle, one's glass.
Mine are both glass.
There you go.
Oh no, this one's plastic. Okay,
They do kind of write similarly.
yeah, and the R like goes
Chicken
to-
scratch.
You think so?
No, the K's are totally different.
Man, I thought I had better handwriting than that.
No, yours is pretty.
I don't know. Carrie's got pretty fancy handwriting.
Carrie's little.
I mean, look at that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Put that in.
Grade schooler.
Yeah.
I know my penmanship is terrible, so that's why I
Yeah.
didn't even write my name on it.
Ooh,
Well, it's hard to write on Scotch tape.
Also true.
It just wipes off.
This is nice.
This is nice.
Yeah, it's got the Kenny's Sweet Oak.
I had a little bit of a Windex. Maybe that's my glass. Oh, it is a different glass. That's exactly what it was. Fuck, I used the wrong glass. I was like, it smells like cleaning product.
It's got some charm.
Yeah,
He likes.
yeah, it's like
a.
Is this Dickel?
No.
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 I mean, let's send you Dickel. Come on.
Matthew's asking, has anybody seen Buzz
Oh
Carey lately?
crap!
can't
I
find
did
him.
Kenny's. I'm on the wrong sample.
Hold on. Who are we doing?
Wait,
I'm doing.
we are
Kenny's.
doing Kenny.
Kenny's.
Okay,
The
Gotcha.
plastic sample. You want to do the plastic one?
both of mine are glass.
No.
Yeah, it's probably I gave you glass.
Okay, all right.
All
right.
I definitely.
Oh.
I seriously can't tell the difference.
Just
between
because you're a
all three,
business partner, you get a different bottle than us. I see how it is.
right? You don't have to ship
Ryan,
it.
mine's in a green Sharpie. Do not do that.
Okay, I got it. All right.
Welcome to the show, Ryan.
I know. Sorry. This is ADHD. This is what it does to your brain.
I'm just messing with you.
This has got a great nose, though.
I can't tell if that's a rye or a bourbon.
It's a
It's a
bourbon.
bourbon for sure.
It just.
So Paul
That's
Burns
interesting.
he's asking, I wonder if there's whiskey being distilled in all 50 states.
There is.
Whiskey? Yes.
I think
Yeah,
there is. Alaska and
uh,
Hawaii. I think you and
I
even
brought home a bottle of whiskey from Nick from Hawaii. There's definitely
Alaska, there definitely
Alaska, too.
is. I know there's a couple distilleries in Hawaii, but Aaron Goldfarb does his 50 best whiskeys in all 50 states article for Esquire every year. So I think you can check it out there as well.
Yep.
Shout out to friend of the show.
Yeah, we actually talked about that on a bonus podcast we released last week about doing that. And he says, you know, when he releases something like that, people be like, "That's not the best whiskey in Wyoming. It's gotta be blah blah." And they're like, he's like, "Listen, I'm not gonna be able to try every single one of every single state, right? It's like I have a deadline to meet. I've got to get this thing posted." So
Some states got to just be one, though, right?
It's
You'd be surprised. I mean, there's over 2,000 or
Yeah.
what is it? It's like 2,300 distilleries in the U.S. now. So that's an average of 600 per state. So
I don't know if there's.
I'm just kidding. That math is way off. But
Right,
I'm smiling and nodding.
Last I checked, I'm
Seeing
not
how
sure if
drunk
there's
everyone
actually a
was.
distillery in Hawaii doing bourbon. They do whiskey, but I don't know if there's bourbon in all 50 states.
I'm digging this finish too, Kenny.
Yeah, it's like a toast, definitely a toasted bear, it feels like a toasted finish, something, I don't know, like Michter's toasted or like a Old Forester or whatever, that 1910 or something.
See, I don't get that. I get like
I get char,
I get a little
I
graham
get
cracker,
sweetness, and it ends a little quick for me.
It's a quick finish, but it's a nice sip overall.
It is.
Yeah. This is
I
really
will
nice.
say, I was actually very confident in sending this to y'all, and then, like while I was watching Fred stream, I cracked it open, poured myself some. I'm like, I don't feel very confident in this anymore. So,
But what was your criteria? Was it to just try and see if we couldn't guess it, to see if we liked it best? Like, what did you?
Nice
I
question.
had no criteria whatsoever. I just looked at my shelf and I was just like,
Let's empty this one.
What would be interesting? No, yeah, what would be interesting? No, yeah. What can I
It's
get?
very
rid of?
good. It's drinkable. Like,
Plus, it was like a bottle I was looking at, and I was like, I want to open it anyway, so let's just go
There you
ahead.
what haven't we
Okay, that
opened?
tells us something. That
I
tells
can
us
figure this out now because I've
Special.
opened every bottle at Kenny's.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna save it once I see what it is. I'm gonna sell the rest of this to the Bourbon Pursuit crowd. Be $100. I might have a little bit more. Now that I know that it's a bottle you didn't open, because you open everything.
I do not open everything. That's
Really?
for
He
sure.
does not. No, he's
No.
tight over there.
I'm not
kind
tight.
of puzzled on the
I'm literally
proof.
running out of space. Like I have. If you look at my bar shelves, like every single bottle is open, and then I've got another like thing to the side with more open bottles, and I can't open anymore, or it's just
Yeah,
like,
but you got a lot of unopened ones too. I'm
that's-
kidding.
That is the problem.
I'm just messing with it.
It is a problem.
You know, I love that nose. I feel like it's nice, sweet, floral. There is a lot of that oak, so it's got to be something fairly well aged. The finish throws me off a little bit, but man, that's really good.
I'm sorry to be the negative, but I got to be honest. I think it's just okay.
That's perfectly fine.
I think it's just
That's what
okay.
we like to hear. We like to hear a lot of differing opinions.
I try to always be honest, fellas, but
There you go.
We call that the honesty couch. Later on will come the honesty pose, where
So tell me how this one makes you
The
feel.
honesty collapse.
the honesty.
no, it's good.
It's all right. Who's up next? Let's keep this train rolling.
Sippy. Let's go to Sippy.
All right.
Sounds good.
Which four
I'm gonna need
roses
to
we
pour
gonna
some
get this time?
Al Young. Al Young.
I like that you even label it. Like number 2 is the mystery one. Like that's very
It's a
professional.
mystery.
Brian.
Yes.
Mhm.
There you go. It's
Number two.
handwritten but professional.
Who took the poop? It's the number 2 mystery.
I'm drinking out of my Breaking Bourbon
Ooh.
Glen tonight.
Nice.
So-
Ooh.
That's a great
I
name.
think we got something a little dusty on our hands here too.
Ooh, that is good.
Did you get another Old Taylor to crack open for us, Brian?
Oh,
It's just the rest of the
can't
bottle.
say. Yeah, it's what we opened a couple years ago.
That is fantastic nose.
Yeah,
Ooh,
no,
yeah.
that one was so much better than this. Yeah, that.
Well, that was a pretty special bottle.
Yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, I'll kind of recap. So it was Bourbon and Beyond 2 years ago, not the last year, but the year prior when it was a complete rain out for the
After
second
the
day.
Great Flood,
After
Noah's
the
Ark.
Great Flood. So we didn't get to go to the second day, and we decided to do a recording at our house. And Brian had also just got off a huge win in his professional career, and so he decided to treat himself to getting a bottle of something really nice. And what better way than to share it with all of his favorite internet friends that happen to be there in person? And Brian, I'll let you do the reveal. What the bottle was?
Yeah, so it was distilled in 1917 Old Taylor. So the real Old Taylor.
But it's
And it
18
was-
years old, right?
It was 17 years old, I think. It was, labeled as medicinal whiskey because it was sold in whatever that makes it, 33. And I cut my finger opening the tin closure on it, and it was phenomenal. I was so worried that it was good because I've had some Prohibition era, and we probably all have, where it's just like wet dog, wet cardboard, just really bad. The fill level was good, and man, this was fantastic.
Wow.
I'm sure part of it was just what it was we were opening, and the circumstances and all that rolled into it. But I think it was legitimately just fantastic.
Really, really damn good.
The bottle.
Yeah. What's that?
How did you get the bottle?
Found it in someone's uncle's cabinet. Right. I don't know. Let's just say that.
He's not going to implicate himself.
Like,
Plead the fifth.
A bottle that old.
Nice try, Narc.
Yeah, a bottle that old is one that you got to find at a estate sale, or like, you're not just gonna like find that one online.
Yeah, Nick, it was 100 proof, so it was bottled in bond. As all pretty much everything that they did back in that time frame at Old Taylor was all bottled in bond.
All right. Well, I'm getting like
it was 100 proof. It was bottled in bond.
I got like cherries.
Like, I was gonna say like the blue cotton candy.
I was gonna, I got a ton of cotton candy.
Sugars, like sugar.
Yeah, like cobbler sugars almost.
That's delicious.
Yeah, and it's got a nice spice to it too.
Yeah, I think that's like one of those old Taylor. What it used to be a 8-year, right? What was the National Distillers Old Taylor?
I don't think
they had a 4 and a 6 year.
Okay, I was looking for a reaction. Brian didn't react, so maybe it's not that.
I think this is a really special 4 Roses, is what I think.
No,
It's a good chance, but no.
Yeah.
Like some old Beam or something.
Yeah, it's got some that orange peel in there, kind of cotton candy.
I mean, I don't know if it is a dusty, but like I've had a few of those decanters.
The nose is like a dusty, but the taste doesn't taste like a dusty.
The finish goes on forever.
Yeah.
That I do like.
Yeah, the finish is just like sits on your mid palate. It's like awesome.
Is
really
it
good?
What do you guys think on the proof?
That's what I was about to say. Is it above 110?
I don't think.
I think it's probably bottled in bond, but
I would say bottled in bond.
I think it's more than 100. But it's hard coming off Kenny's was probably in the 90s, I think. But
should have done this and just had everyone list out their proofs so we could kind of like work our palates up to them. Bruce doing what we did last time too.
Right.
Nah. What's the fun in that?
Spray and pray.
That's too much. Planning and
Yeah, we at least got our samples in each other's hands on time. Like we can't.
I mean, we really knocked that fast.
That. Yeah,
it was like Tuesday we said ship, and by Friday everyone had them. That was really cool.
I will tell you guys that I had to decant it because the cork broke.
Ooh, so it's definitely wild turkey.
It's definitely wild turkey.
Yeah.
This is some old turkey.
Yep.
Oh man! Now that I know that, I'm not having any more.
It's those decades bottles or whatever it was. The diamond.
The diamond.
He's trying to get rid of.
He's trying to get rid of diamond on you guys. If Hickman was this good, yeah.
It's that old Rosso.
Get the hype. Although, so I put this on Instagram today. The Masters Keep the first year, the first release, the 17 year. That stuff is just good, and nobody talks about it. Nobody cares about it. Yeah. A buddy of mine saw it for $150 at a store. He's like, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take it." And
still,
I don't know.
I thought they would have dropped the price on a little bit.
They've been sitting there for 4 years, probably 3 years.
There's still one. There's one in the store here.
Those things don't move whatsoever.
I want to pull the trigger on, but
the packaging's great. The product is good. I don't get it, but oh well. All right, who's next? Breaking.
Yeah, sure. I just want to marinate with this a little longer.
I know.
This is good.
Yeah, fantastic job there, Brian.
Thank you.
Don't make Brian come ahead on 2 for 2.
No, I can't do that.
I know.
Wait, who won last time? I have no idea.
Yeah,
Brian and Ryan.
There's no everyone's a winner. You get a trophy.
We all won because we got.
You won because you got to pass out, Carrie. You were winning.
I didn't pass out. I just laid out.
Right.
Did you sleep on that couch last Friday night?
No, but I did. I learned a long time ago if you were really spinning to lay in your bed with one foot on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Spinning.
And so I spent most of my time sleeping that way. with one foot on the floor. I got into bed and it was just whoosh, whoosh. I was like, oh, this is awful.
Dang, Carrie, you really went hard.
I did. It was.
So we're doing Jordan next.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, very very unique nose here.
I get a lot of just like sweet corn.
What year of Old Forester birthday bourbon would you say this is?
Oh yeah,
Nice
Yeah,
question.
No, because this is actually good.
it's got that like banana or kind of
To me, it's like
corn pudding.
That's
some-
what
a lot of Brown Foreman notes to me. That's
Yeah.
It's one I'm not sure if you guys would have had. That was my criteria. Would these guys have tasted this? That's what I picked.
It's banana jam.
We've tasted it.
Yeah,
No, I picked one that I thought you might not have tasted.
Might not have tasted. Okay.
What have I
which
not
is kind of
had?
fun because I think that's what
It
most
smells
of us
like
were
banana
going
runts.
after. You know, we just said, "Hey, let's make it Mr." Yeah, banana runs, like golden raisins.
Well, and it's the part of the distillery tour when you've got all the ground corn and you just it envelops your face. That smell. That's what I'm getting out of it.
What's the Barton 12 year? I don't know. I'm kidding.
It's a little bitter on the
No,
finish.
Breaking Bourbon actually got one of the warehouse collapse barrels, and this
didn't?
is it.
The only reason I say that, I remember smelling when we did the whiskey quickie. I remember smelling banana runts when we reviewed it.
I bet
Yeah.
it's President's Choice. That's my
President's Choice is a Douglas Pendleton put that in the chat. That's actually not a bad guess.
So now that we're talking about Brown Foreman,
Yeah,
just
but
to-
President's Choice is barrel proof. I don't think this is barrel proof.
No,
No, I don't think so either.
this
just
is
hold on. God,
Sorry, Kenny. Sorry.
1 second. I'm trying to get some engagement from our audience here. So if you all have like a favorite Brown Foreman product, whether it's like 1910, 1920, just rather your standard Old Foe, King of Kentucky, whatever it is, put it in the chat. We'll put you up on the screen here.
This is
I will say,
definitely
speaking
not
of King,
King of
it's not King of Kentucky.
It is
Speaking of
not.
King of Kentucky, though, and it could be, and we truly do wonder this, right? If the press samples they send out are just very cherry picked, but the last 2 years, that bourbon has been phenomenal,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I agree.
phenomenal. I would buy, if I given the opportunity, I would buy every single bottle that was put in front of me.
Do you find
You
it
know, I
weird?
got one in Kentucky in January.
Oh, so good.
Do you find it weird that like they come out with a barrel proof product and save this because I know they're coming out with like the Old Forester barrel proof program, but they come out with a barrel proof product and like the price is just like astronomical. And then versus like everything else, it's like, no, we're like $30 to $50. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Like it seems really weird that they wouldn't just come out with something that's like at the time and be like, oh yeah, $60.
Yeah.
What do you say?
It's odd they did that, but at the same time, it's one of the few bourbons where I'm like, yeah, that's worth the price.
What is
Like,
it? 400?
No, it's
It's like
250.
250, 300.
Yeah, it's
something
about 300. I thought.
Yeah, exactly. Now it goes on secondary all day long for right after it comes out between 450 and 6. But
Man, this thing is like banana bomb.
Everybody's guessing 1920. I'm like, it's not proof.
No.
high.
No,
It'd
no,
be-
they're not.
No, it's not 1920.
They're not guessing. I told them
guarantee
to
you
put
that.
their favorite Brown Foreman product in the chat.
No. If that's the case, then yeah, 1920. Everyone's right.
That's a great guess by everybody. 1920.
well, that is a fantastic bourbon for the price too.
I
But
love
I think
that.
actually, if you tried King of Kentucky, that would be your favorite.
I like 1910. I don't know. I don't know. I just like it. It's different.
That's good too.
The
Just don't
secondary,
see it.
yeah, the secondary barrel finishing on it, I think, brings a level of creaminess to it that I really
Yeah.
like in 1910.
Yeah, it's kind of like it just reminds me of camping, s'mores, and all that graham cracker and
I just
chocolate.
like.
And
How did Brown Foreman not have anything great for like a solid stretch? Then all of a sudden they're releasing like tons of great products. So
well, they
just
like
Jackie's Icahn like saying, "Hey, what are we doing here?"
Specifically
focus
on
so
the
much
Old
on
Forester
Woodford.
brand too. Like the
Yeah.
Woodford brand. I mean, every year they tried for how many years with this Masters collection. Sometimes you find some good ones, but nothing ever great, right? And most of them are misses. And you're like, how do you do this? And then all of a sudden it's like, let's just throw everything in, the Old Forester brand, just make it awesome. Or King of Kentucky.
Yeah.
It
I think
makes
it's
no sense.
Jackie for sure.
Yeah. Well, she has a huge part to play in it.
Is there
Yeah,
any
'cause-
wheat? Is this a weeder? Because I got like a sweet
No,
No.
I'm saying no.
on the last bit that made me think weeder.
I like Matt's comment. 1950, a mix of 10 and 20. Never actually tried it myself. It's a good idea.
That's
But
a-
if you toss it in a blender, I bet it'll taste better.
That'll be Blake's
There you
next
go.
vlog
Back
that
to the
takes off.
blender.
Man,
Jackie is the shit. That's true.
Yeah, she is.
Blake, is that poor man's Pappy thing you did? Like, wait, is that like still like your number one post ever?
no, I think hard to say. So the Pappy retail prices is definitely up there, as well as the maps were up there. Poor man's Pappy definitely kicked things off, and got me introduced to hate on the internet, so that was fun. But
I think my favorite was when I asked Julian Van Winkle
yeah,
if 10-year, 12-year was actually considered Pappy, because I just wanted an answer. Like all I wanted was just a copy paste answer, and he said, "Read the label." He said,
pretty funny actually.
10 years old rip.
I think this is
Just-
Barton juice. I don't know. I'm thinking it's Barton juice, but
Got a stumper.
I would be surprised if it's not out of the Brown Foreman family, but I've been wrong before. Doesn't
I'm
happen a
probably
lot.
way
But,
wrong.
Y'all keep guessing. I just moved on to Carrie's.
Oh, I got to catch up then.
oh yeah, I'm still marinating on this one.
All right. Last one, green Sharpie.
That was a good one though, Jordan. Like
Yeah,
I said,
really
yeah,
good.
You got us pondering.
It was
so
like
the
a
burb. This is the burb.
Uh-oh.
and he's back.
You just might want to move. Just move houses.
Just leave completely. I said this is the bourbon that's going to change the world, right?
There's no good Wi-Fi in
No.
Jacksonville.
There really isn't. Comcast is our only option.
Ooh, that stinks.
What, the bourbon stinks?
No.
Comcast.
Carrie, you know, the one thing I get a particular note on here, which is one note I don't get very often that I love, and that's coconut.
I'm not going to lie. That's delicious. That's
And
dark
and
cherry.
and Twinkies.
I don't
Twinkies.
I kind of get like the outer shell of a Twinkie on the nose.
This is
Are you
weeded.
into the gummies right now?
I'm just saying, man. I'm trying to harness my inner Cecil here.
We
That's
think
true.
he's listening to us on those headphones. It's just all of his EDM music that he's just jamming out to right now.
Well,
I
was
can
gonna
see
put
that.
it-
It is
so
like
sweet.
those.
Yeah.
It's like those Twinkie cakes, but stuffed with like the cherry or raspberry filling in the
Mhm.
middle, whatever that is.
It's just all sweetness.
Yeah.
Jacob's got a good question. What's the most underrated bourbon that you've ever tasted?
I'm glad you asked that. I just posted on Instagram, Master Keep 17 year. Well, what
Under
are we?
It
$150.
depends what you mean by
What are we
that. yeah.
defining as
Yeah.
underrated? I mean, for a while, like Weller 12 was underrated, but
Exactly.
here we are today.
Something like that.
You know, Wild Turkey 101 or Rare Breed. Both of those I think are pretty underrated.
Old Granddad Bottle
Yeah.
and Bond.
Yep.
Early
I would-
times, Bald and Bond.
That's what
I
I
don't
was.
think that's underrated. It's just not rated. I think like, I mean, like everyone who tries Old Granddad is like, you got to try Old Granddad. It's amazing.
Mackenzie Rise.
That just kind of came in and out, and nobody really paid much attention to. Yeah, I think
the old Grand. Sorry, Kerry. I think the old Grand Bottle and Bond has gone down in quality in the last 5 years. But the 114 is. If I'm going to pick one under the radar, it's the 114.
Yeah, you're right.
Carrie, this is amazing.
Yeah.
No, this is good, Carrie.
So is this the Van Winkle 12 or 10 year?
It's really good.
I will say this: when Ultra Aged Heaven Hill a couple of years ago came out with the 24-year
Mhm.
Parker Heritage,
This is really good.
people didn't like it. I mean, it was something people passed on it in stores. I bought like 6 bottles of it. At the time, to me, that was one of the most underrated, my favorite bourbons, because I just love the Ultra Aged stuff.
And see, it was funny because at the same exact time, we were thinking, like, Carrie, your palate's got to be broken because that's the worst whiskey I've ever tasted.
I still say spring and fall were totally different.
Oh, yeah, they probably
Yeah,
were.
Does this have a Tennessee note to it?
He would
Dickel
like
note
a
to it?
Flintstone note. I don't
He
get a
wouldn't do that
Flintstone
to
note.
us.
Like a little peanut note, too.
I don't get any Dickel, but I'm just getting all like ripe cherries and brown sugar. And actually the, who was it? Ryan, who said like the jelly
Just wait
Not
a
the
second.
dickle nut, but there's I don't know. I feel like I've tasted this before. I don't know.
This is our only weeded in the group.
Yeah, I would agree with Brian on that one. And I don't know if there's enough age to call it Van Winkle. It could be like
It's good.
a store pick OWA, maybe.
I could see that. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I'm not getting 107 proof out of it.
I'm getting 90 proof, so but it's not enough oak to be well or 12.
Right? No, not at all. Interesting.
Very
Really good. Whatever it is, it's
Every
really good.
Friday. This is the best Friday I've had in like 5 Fridays in a row
Since last Friday.
Last Friday, yeah.
Last Friday.
that I remember. This is a great time.
Yeah.
Somebody's asked, like, is it maybe like Dusty Makers or something?
Brandon had a good one. Elijah Craig barrel proof. I feel like that one's pretty underrated. You know, a lot of that
Yeah,
bourbon, if you threw it in a Willett Family Estate bottle, would sell for
$600.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a hint of orange here that's like, but I don't know. I'm like 6 or 7 deep, so maybe my palate's just shot right now.
How much are you pouring? Full samples?
Well, with Blake's, I was rationing.
I was just trying to make you drink responsibly, guys. I mean, heaven forbid.
I was about to say, I was like, it feels like that Ryan is the only one that brought out barrel proof tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just goes to show you don't need barrel proof to have a really nice pour.
No, you just need something from 60 years ago.
Yeah. You just need ancient stuff.
I feel like Carrie's gonna, because like I don't know, we've hated on him so much for liking the Parker's 24. He's like throwing it out there or something. Just to,
No,
but I know it's not
that
it.
much.
I know
Yeah.
it's not it, but
No, it's not
I'm
that
reaching.
much age.
No, that
I don't
that
have
part-
enough of that to spare 10 ounces for you guys. Sorry.
I mean, I remember that Parker's 24 vividly. Like it has,
Oh, yeah,
it's
it's
got
like
a
musty.
must, like a grandma's basement sort of,
I love it.
and that's okay. You could love it. I just don't.
Licking grandma's wig after it's been in the closet for a while.
But remind me, did you like the Parker's Rye that came out too in the Heritage Collection?
Which one?
Here.
A few years ago?
The char? No,
Most recent.
No,
this year's.
this year.
Recent.
Yeah, last year's.
No, because I just felt like it just tasted like young rye.
Okay, just making sure. Because I
I
thought it
did
was
not
awful.
like it. It was awful.
I thought it was bad.
No, I didn't like the orange, whatever they did.
I've been making old fashions with the orange
Carrot.
one.
Yeah, I kind of dig that one.
the
I think I
11
like
year
that.
single barrel.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
is the 11-year single barrel to me is underrated. I feel like it's a really good pour.
That's fantastic.
I had some great single barrels, and then I had a couple when I'm like, what is this?
The
Like,
one I have is terrible, and I've tried to revisit it,
But
and it's just
yeah, when was
bad.
the last time you revisited, Ryan? Because I just revisited one of mine, and after letting it sit for a long time, I'm like, oh, that's not too bad actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
mine wasn't too bad. I just remember how hard it was to
But it
find.
started off
that
not being good.
one. It wasn't worth it. I mean, it was like 3 days of searching to try to find one bottle. I just don't think it just hasn't been worth the fight for me since the 24 year. They need
This
to
is
come
really
back.
good, Carrie. Whatever
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
tasty, Gary.
Yeah. So we got a tough call because I feel like last time I was kind of leaning a couple different ways, but I honestly feel like I could pick just about anything at this point.
Oh, that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So now, I guess
Yeah.
I felt like I picked the worst of the.
I mean, Kenny's was definitely last if we had to pick.
Yeah.
Let's not sugarcoat it. Like that's
Unfortunately,
exactly what
yes, it is.
No,
I gave him the vote last Friday just to help,
it actually
help a brother
opened
out.
up.
I appreciate you needed the little confidence boost every once in a while. All right, I'm gonna go through one last time and like pick my favorite
Yeah.
two.
I left a little bit of Blake's and just tried it again.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Yeah. Can you like virtually send me some?
Yeah, I'll have to try.
Blake's was good though. That's the National Stillers something. That was good.
It is good.
I was
But-
trying your all's pinhook picks earlier. Those 3. There were 2 that I loved.
Oh yeah, from the charity tasting the other day.
Yeah.
What one did you like?
Yeah, where'd you end up?
Gosh, I don't have them in front of me. They're on the. They're on my
Chris says
kitchen
Carrie
island.
will be leaning soon.
Sorry. I'll go get them.
Actually, I'm good.
The numbers were 13,
I'll go
19,
get 'em
20,
real
if you remember, Ryan.
All right, let me
Yeah.
go get it real quick.
All right, let me have a little more of.
That's what I'm saying. Fred, 19 was good.
19 was
Fred,
good.
number 20 has already been picked. Quit trying to
Yeah.
influence the chat.
You know, like what I love about yours, Blake, it reminds me of, so I had an opportunity, I think it was like not one of my first barrel picks, but it was one of the early ones on. And I got to go do a Maker's 46 blend with Prav Saraf. You know, everybody kind of knows him out of DC. And Prav he's really awesome, really generous dude. And so, you know, the cool thing about doing Makers is that they throw you, you get picked up in a bus and they bus you all the way out to Makers, right? It's one of the only barrel selections that they actually pick you up in a city, drive you to Makers, and then
Freaking
drive you
Loretto.
back. Yeah, which is like a solid hour plus away, right? So it's one of the only places that do it. And then they feed you. It's a whole ordeal. But anyway,
Did
on
you
the way-
reveal your pick or something?
Me? No.
Oh, I thought you were saying
No.
yours was a Maker's
telling a
select or
story.
something. Sorry.
Telling a story.
Go ahead.
Welcome back to the show, Ryan. So I was just saying, like, one of the cool things that he did is that as we were on the way out there, he pulled out of his bag. It was like a 1970s or 1980s like Bourbon Deluxe, and it was like it's like the perfect like day drinking, like don't go too hard, kind of like what's your palate kind of thing, or just like these like if this is it, like a 86 proof dusty, like it's just an awesome pour to have. It's not like an end of the night kind of pour, but it's definitely something to kind of wet your palate.
You gotta have those pours, and I didn't have the dusty, but on a 9 a.m. trip to a distillery, I brought a Basil Hayden. I mean, at 80 proof, I don't know that you can beat that for your.
It's like
starting to drink at
hydrating.
9 a.m. Yeah,
It's basically like drinking a Gatorade.
yeah, exactly.
Basil Hayden is equivalent like Coors Light or Miller's Light. Just
Well,
drink. You can just drink it all day
Just
long.
keep drinking all day long. I mean, so at 9 a.m., you just can't start barrel strength. You got to do 80.
Well, who was it? It was Truman who he'd take a shot of Old Granddad every morning because he thought it like
Morning.
got the circulation going, and that was kind of like an old wives' tale at the time.
It definitely does that.
Yeah.
Oh, how the times have changed.
Yeah, just a small pour,
Mhm.
half a bottle.
Back then they were like, that's normal. Now you're like, that guy's got a problem. He
All right.
can't-
Well, except during quarantine.
Yeah, he can't function on his conference calls.
I swear, my day is like coffee, lunch, do a little bit of work, another lunch, nap, go running outside, drink. Oh, dinner.
Go to bed.
It's like every day. Go to bed, wake up, next day, same exact thing.
It's not a
What
bad day.
So what barrel did you pick on the pinhook?
Well, you tell us what your favorite.
Yeah. What one is your favorite out of those three?
So I guess is it D? What I don't know. What I didn't
13
get.
or
Look at the
20?
numbers. I wrote the numbers. It says like number something on it.
So like
There's a-
T2, P14, 3.
No, bro. Look like a half inch to your right. There should be like a number 13, a 19, or a 20.
Oh, there's 20.
So wait, did we reveal something when I went away?
No, this
no.
was
So I like 20, 19, and
I'm
then
lost.
13.
Yeah,
Mm,
what the
okay.
heck?
So 21, and the debate was between 20 and 19.
yeah.
Yeah, so 20
Winning
was by
out.
far my favorite, and then 19, 13 was my least favorite. But
I
Yeah,
was
they're-
on the 20 train. Kenny, Jordan, and Fred were on the 19 train and trying to sway people to their side.
Well, the
it took
distinguished
2
talent on
hours
the
to
19 train
or
was,
whatever,
you know,
3
I was
hours.
joking. 20 was a great pick. It was more like an all-nighter. It was really a marathon telethon series.
I remember being on a text chain with you all, and it's like midnight. And you're like, "We're still going." I was like, "What? I've been asleep for two hours."
I followed for about 45 minutes, and then I was out.
Yep.
All right, time to
these are
vote.
All right,
good
we want to start
pours.
doing some reveals.
Well, hold on. I just got Ryan's. I gotta go to Brian's again real quick.
Brian's was good.
Y'all are moving
Yeah.
too quick here for me.
I feel like you just need to go with your gut, man.
They're all good except Kenny's.
Mhm. That's okay. I'll take that.
Ooh, mine is good. Man.
Yeah, yours was good. Yours was good.
So
Everyone
I'm
said nice samples, but I mean, Blake's, Brian's, and Carrie's really stood out from the other three for some reason.
I'm between Brian and Carrie actually.
Yeah.
And I like the rest. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, these are all
this is a
fantastic
pretty
guys.
tough,
Yeah, they're all really good.
tough call. But man, I don't know.
All right.
Let's do some reveal. I think we should, instead of just ranking them, let's just all take a guess at what we think it is, and that person reveals it.
You sure? Okay.
Well, are we voting a winner?
Gotta rank for the
Sure,
win.
we can-
You gotta see
Who wins, Jordan?
I was like, I kind of want to see a winner.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. Everybody wants to see a winner. Nobody wants
Yeah.
to see like, oh, everyone wants to see the participation
Just by
trophy.
tuning in, the guy sees Carrie's face. Everyone's a winner on that one.
Yeah, we don't want participation trophies.
All right, Kenny, what's your favorite?
All right, so I am gonna go with a vote for Carrie
Yes.
and a vote for Blake.
Yes.
Mhm.
Frankie.
All right, Blake, you're up.
I'm gonna go with a vote for
Of course.
Start over. What'd you
Do
say?
it again.
You didn't get that?
No.
I'm gonna go with a vote for Carrie and a vote for Brian.
All right, Carrie.
I'm going to do Brian and Blake.
Got ourselves a horse race, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We do.
Yep.
Jordan.
I'm gonna do Carrie and Brian.
All right,
Ooh.
Brian.
All right. I would be Blake and me, but I can't vote for myself,
You
so
can
I'm
vote
doing
for
What
yourself.
And,
No,
yeah.
I'm not doing it. I'm doing Blake then Ryan.
Ooh.
All right.
All right,
I got the non-dusty pour.
So it's
and
literally up to Ryan.
Ryan. What's up, man?
Man, this is tough because I really like Blake, Carrie's, and Brian's, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Brian's as my favorite because the finish is a little bit more, and then I'll go with Carrie.
Oh,
Let's go.
Oh.
But Blake, close. I know it's close. It's
So
So
total votes,
What are
Kenny?
the-
so with
Am I
with
Ryan
zero
and I
votes.
both have
Hold
four.
on. With 0 votes, it's Jordan and I. So we are tied for last. Ryan, you got 1 vote. Congratulations.
well, just because he couldn't vote for himself.
listen, a vote's a vote. Just take
a
it.
vote's a vote?
Yeah.
Blake with 3, and then Brian and Carrie coming with a tie.
Good work, buddy.
Tied again. Nicely
Good
done,
work.
Kenny.
Dang you, Ryan. You had a chance to put me in the top 2.
I know. I was close, man.
Well, see, I voted for him to buy his vote.
Yeah. That was the key. All right. So Kenny and Jordan do the reveal first.
Well, let's do Kenny first. What do we think Kenny had?
Yeah. what do you
So
think?
hold on. Let me.
I'm gonna go with New Riff.
No.
No.
I don't think it's that.
No.
Mm-mm.
I gotta take another sip.
And this is where things go south. Revisiting all these, you end up like Carrie.
I mean, it's only what 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 ounces.
Yeah. And
Yeah, it's got some heat on the back end.
That's not 2 ounces though. That was
I'm just saying, basically,
Well,
Ryan evens out Blake's.
I'm making up some ground because I only got Blake's. I don't have mine. So, I got more wiggle
You
room.
haven't been retasting yours?
I don't have it. Well, I have the bottle right here that I'm going to reveal, but
Yeah.
All right, make some guesses so we can.
See, it's got some real charge. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say it's something out of Tennessee because I just get a lot of char on the finish. It's a little short.
I agree with whoever said it's a toasted barrel, and I'm going with Michner's toasted.
I'm gonna go with that too.
yeah, I think it's Michter's toasted or like 1910 or something like.
Yeah.
But there's not a 1910 bottle unopened on his bar, but maybe there is. I can't remember. There's so many bottles up there.
There's not. It was funny because this was actually one bottle that I really liked when we got the media sample for it, and then I opened this and I poured the samples. I didn't even try it. Like I looked at the bottle and I was like, I really want to open it. Let's just go ahead and open it, pour the samples, send it to you all. And then I was up here and I was actually trying it during Fred's stream, and I was like, I don't like this anymore. I was like, what? I was sitting there tasting. I was like, it's like earthy and like I'm just not a big fan of it. But so it is the 9-year decanter.
Damn,
he threw us way off.
Yeah.
Shows what we know.
I didn't even get a Heaven Hill on that.
I didn't at all.
Yeah, I didn't get any weeded anything.
No.
All right. Well, I got one for sale if you guys are interested.
So it's like I said, it's the fall 2018 release 9-year Old Fitzgerald decanter.
That's crazy. I've had that sample and I loved it.
Yeah, I do too. Interesting.
I will say the new one that they released is really
But it's hard because you're comparing against there's some pretty epic pours here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. So
Jordan.
I'll be curious if anyone's had this. What do you guys think?
It's so
I think it's got to be
a little
Old
weeder.
Forester or something.
Why are y'all obsessed with Old Forester? Why does it have to be Old
Because it's banana.
It's a banana.
It's got all the notes of Old Forester.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
it's banana. I mean,
banana pudding. But Barton also has banana flavors, but not as pronounced as this. I don't know.
There's this cork pop.
Oh,
The infamous
nice
cork
pop.
pop. He's always good for one of those.
Gotta pop the cork.
Yeah, I don't really know what it is. I'm not as well versed and be able to pinpoint these things like you all are.
So
Well,
I think that would actually be a fun exercise, is to like create a tasting sheet to be able to like figure out and like know the notes that are coming from each distillery.
Dude, just this like is a huge advantage. You know, something that's kind of cool for us to learn as we go.
yep.
this is not one that I actually like at all. Right. I recently rated this. And the reason I pour this because I was drinking it and rating it that night, and I was like, oh, I just opened this bottle. Okay, I'll pour for these guys too. And so this is actually Woodford wheat.
I did say wheat.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have had this before or not, but
Brown Foreman.
it's one that I picked up and I was like, all right, gotta review it for the site. And it wasn't my jam whatsoever. It wasn't high enough in proof. And I thought the wheat percentage was a little low, but definitely Brown Foreman. You guys are right on there. But it's good to know, maybe I would have liked it blind. I don't know. Maybe I was a little different. It's still not doing it for me.
Like, no way. No way.
proof on that,
I
Jordan.
don't get wheat.
It is. It's normal Woodford. It's 90.4.
What?
mean,
how much wheat
I
is
thought it was
on it?
pretty good.
It's only 50. I'm trying to think 51, 53, something like that. Like it's just bare. It's much like their rye. They're just barely legal in that category.
Watch your tone there. It's a PG-13
This ain't
show.
TikTok.
Stand
I mean,
corrected.
I honestly, this is the first time I ever had it or had it.
Yeah, I haven't had it.
That's the goal.
I've
I
never
didn't-
had it.
I haven't had this before. So
I'm trying to think who I said was the only wheat, and I think that was Carrie. And now we've got
I said
two.
Kerry was the only.
Yeah,
maybe
now
it's
we've
just the
got
only
two.
weeded bourbon. This is a whole weeded whiskey. So there you go.
Well, that saves me.
mhm.
But that's so after I had it and I reviewed it, I'm like, well, it's not my jam, but I was really curious what other people would think of it. So
It's just like a wheat whiskey. I just right there.
Oh, here comes couch time.
He's leaning back.
John Henderson says, how very inappropriate.
All right, Blakey.
No. It is
No, it's
Ryan.
Oh, rye guy. Sorry, man.
Ryan.
It's funny you say rye guy. Or, well, y'all test what?
Well, actually, because I
the
was
rye?
going to say, I think this is smooth curveball.
Don't know.
Wait, you don't know what you sent us, or
No, I do know what it is.
oh, okay.
So we had a rye pick that was the sister pick to the one I had sent you all last time. That it was a whistle pig, and I swear it would have passed as a bourbon. Like it reminded me of Booker's Rye so much.
It definitely has some spearmint notes to it, but I don't get like.
Yeah, I don't get super rye out of this.
That's the whole point.
Well, true.
Is that it surprisingly does not taste like a rye.
All right, one more drink.
And because he said it's
I
barrel
gotta
proof.
slow down because I'm already at.
And because he said
Oh,
it's
boy.
barrel proof. That's the only thing that I could think of that's still.
You know, it's so
that
weird.
category.
Once you say rye and you try it again, you catch all the rye. But the first time around, first 2 times I didn't catch it at all. That's crazy. It's
Power of
totally-
suggestion.
Yeah, it is.
I still like it. It's
I
a
like that.
legit vote for me.
That's pretty good.
What's the proof on it, Ryan?
It is 117.7.
Yeah, it did burn. Like I could tell when I was having it. Of all the stuff we had, it was a burner. It was good. I
Do
do
the
it.
reveal. Do the reveal. We're sick of waiting.
It is a smooth curveball, and
Yeah.
I didn't.
Nice.
I didn't talk to Kenny before we did this. I just lit
That's
it.
funny.
For those of us who don't know,
You guys work well together.
can you? I don't know what the curveball is. Can you
Oh,
break-
it's a Whistle Pig, 10-year. So it's a 10-year Canadian Alberta rye.
okay.
This is one of my favorite barrel picks that we have ever done. I mean, to me, like there is just something about this that, I mean, you taste it. You all didn't even pick up that it's a rye, right? Like that's what amazed me. And that's why, because when I was doing it, I was like, it's a curveball, but it's smooth. Like it's a curveball because you wouldn't think it's a rye, and that's kind of where the name came from.
I like it.
Yeah. No, legit vote.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
vote on it.
it's a great pour. Yeah, I like it, but it's hard to compete against these top 2 contenders.
Well, top 3. So
top
who got
3.
Blake?
Because we got
On
Blake
me?
up next. Yeah,
Yep.
you're up next, buddy.
Any guesses?
I ran out of my sample because I only had an ounce. But
Well, I
National
know
Distiller
Yeah,
something.
it's OGD.
I was gonna say, because I know Blake's got a thing for Dusty Makers, so I was gonna put my vote in that bucket.
So you all kind of nailed the Dusty part, but what I don't think a lot of you have had is Dusty Heaven Hill.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh,
That's
wow.
Evan Williams from 1965. It's a
Wow.
7-year-old,
Wow.
90 proof.
That's
Um,
I have had a lot of Heaven Hill Dusties.
Got the Florida
man.
tax stamp, if you can see it.
Hey, when
A
you,
estate sale for $20.
I was about to say,
Wow.
what's the story behind it?
Yeah. So I picked it up at an estate sale for $20. Somebody had told me about an estate sale in Jacksonville that had bourbon, and I'm like, oh shoot, I got to get over there. Well, I was late, and this happened to be sitting there. I'm like, well, that's a decent pickup. So,
Yeah, it's very good.
What year was this?
that was probably 2.5, 3 years ago. So not
Wow.
like crazy long.
Yeah.
But I think they had like some old granddad and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I picked up this and like an old the gooseneck Dickel, which was pretty cool. Just a mini though. So yeah, this is I let people try this. I'm like, this is just something. It's crazy how good it is, and was the bottom shelf. You know.
Yeah, it's totally
Yeah.
not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great.
Really good.
Fred said he wants a sample. But wait, didn't you actually
No.
already send him a sample?
Yeah, I think Fred has a sample.
Yeah,
Fred,
he
you
has
have
my
a sample. Check your
Look for that
mailbox.
little 1 ounce bottle in your mail.
Yeah.
Look for that thimble in your.
Has some Scotch tape labeling.
Look for the smallest
Canvas.
sample in your mail, and that's it.
It's what it's the joy of Fred Minnick. He's got like packages of like just free booze that's been sent to him, and he just can't get through it
Full
fast
bottles.
enough. Somebody's got to take the arrow for that one.
Yeah. Fall on the sword.
Mm-hmm. So I think since Brian was in the lead last time, let's have Carrie do the final reveal. So Brian, you're up.
Guys, I
You're
lost
next.
audio. I'm changing.
Oh well, we'll just keep talking and act like you're still around for a second.
Now introducing from Louisville, Kentucky.
The bourbon lawyer.
Or Bourbon Justice.
If you need justice,
Am I up?
Yeah,
you're up, buddy. Absolutely.
All right. So when I said I had to decant it, you all guessed it right. I've got the
There it is.
DSP 67 on.
Ooh.
This is a you guys see that? The
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is from 1995. The what? Got to go this way.
Nope.
Wow.
112 proof. Wild Turkey,
Really?
1855 reserve. So
God, I've
it's
never seen
basically
that.
rare breed for Japan
Wow.
in 1995.
That's incredible. It's really
Wow.
good.
Thank you, Brian. That's awesome.
Gosh.
Yeah, no,
Which-
Rarebird's going crazy in the chat all of a sudden.
Yeah, yes, all of a sudden, boom, big guns.
Rarebird's doing like burpees now. So excited.
Yeah,
Well,
so every one of these that I have had, literally, not kidding, every single one, the cork has broken.
All those turkeys break.
Why is that?
I don't know.
I mean, but every single one is broken.
Yeah.
Shitty cork supplier, that's for sure.
I mean,
I haven't had.
I was kind of hoping it was the diamond, just to.
That would have been fun to do, but no,
Yeah.
112.2 proof, and it's just fantastic. I mean, there were 3 in there in the mid 90s. There's a 109 that's probably my favorite, but just some fantastic bourbon.
Gosh, that's really good.
I'm glad I'm friends with you all.
Yeah.
That's some good shit.
I know.
I feel so bad. I feel like the
You
worst
should.
person out of this. I'm sitting there like looking through the stuff. I was like, oh, what do I want to open and like share? And you all are sending like epic shit. And I'm like, oh
I
man.
sent sweet wheat. I spent a wheated whiskey from Woodford. I feel horrible.
That he got for free.
Which is pretty great that we kind of picked it out. We're like, I don't know, it's pretty good. Like, yeah, some good notes, but didn't get any votes. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah. Congrats to us, I guess, for having somewhat of good palates.
Thank God.
But I think it just kind of like goes to show you at this point. So far, we are 2 for 2 on picking out the dusties. Like there's such a remarkable note that you can't deny it. Like, and there is something that is just about it that if anybody that's new to bourbon or getting into bourbon, find somebody that has been in bourbon and just try it. Hopefully you don't get hooked too hard, because now it becomes a really expensive hobby.
Yeah.
When you're paying $400 for a bottle that used to sit on the shelf for $8.99, and you're like, well, that's a tough pill to swallow, but I'll do it anyway. But it's just fantastic whiskey.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Carrie.
All right, pour a little bit more. So, are there any guesses as to origin or age or?
So
any
I think it's weeded Buffalo Trace.
It's got to be weeded.
You said it was going to change bourbon. I don't know. That's throwing me off.
So
last week.
the nose was just so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's dang delicious.
it's
I've got a little bit left. I got to try it again.
So good.
Why do y'all think it's Buffalo Trace?
I don't think it's Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, I
I
don't think so
do.
either.
Because it's Carrie.
I mean,
well, and
we know he has a brick there, but by the way, if anybody that is for the hundreds of people that are on the stream watching, if you're traveling through and you're visiting Buffalo Trace, if you ever go to, it's one of the places where they roll the barrels inside the house. Or what's that building called that you enter, Carrie? That your brick's in front of?
It's the brand marketing shed or something like that. The brand shed
Oh, is yours over there?
by the water tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's as soon as it's basically like an in and out facility for the barrels is where it's at.
Yeah.
But you can look down and you can see Carrie's brick down there at Buffalo Trace.
A lot of scratches on my brick though. It's really annoying. Like lay out.
I really
my
kicked it hard last time I was there.
That was my fault.
All right, any final guesses?
I wore rollerblades last time.
Could you imagine somebody rollerblading around Buffalo Trace?
Here for the pick.
okay. $100 if we can. Yeah, our next pick is done in rollerblades through the warehouse.
God, that'd be amazing.
You come down that hill by that cabin. You're like,
Hit the brakes, Ryan. Hit the brakes.
they're like, look at the painting that looks at you at all directions. You're like, I'm too fast right now.
Moving too fast.
All right, give me a guess. Somebody give me a guess.
Gosh, I can't put my thumb on it.
I'm going
Go
Van
ahead.
Winkle 12.
Super unique.
Poppy.
So sweet.
One of the most hated marketing brands to come out in recent years in bourbon.
Blood Oath.
I was about to say
Is it Blood Oath?
somebody said Blood Oath in the chat, but I
Rhetoric 24 years.
No.
Is it really?
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
No.
That is not Rhetoric 24
That
years.
disappoints me, Carrie.
100% Rhetoric 24.
I knew there was something Tennessee about it.
A gem in the middle of mediocre years was the 24 year.
God,
Wow.
this disappoints me.
Because
I remember kind of
Oklahoma's on
shocked
that
right
bottle
now.
somewhere, right?
Yeah.
$160 I paid for that 24-year bottle, and bought a
I mean that
bunch of them.
it's really tasty, but that does not taste close to 24 years old.
No, not at all.
when you put enough water in it.
That's the whole thing of that series. There's hit or misses in that whole line of rhetoric.
Yes,
All
there are.
orphan barrels, but
Except
especially in rhetoric.
Lost Profit's the best.
Yeah, it's great.
Lost Profit, Rhetoric 21 and 24, I think, are two gems in a whole 6-year span of kind of mediocre stuff. But
Damn.
that's
Amazing, Carrie. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Does this like do we lose all
That is,
credibility
I mean,
now?
that's delicious.
it's so good. I'm telling you.
No, I
is
mean, I
good.
feel like back to the original conversation of what's an underrated bourbon.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
You can get this one.
Hey, bigger question though. Is Rhetoric done?
Yeah, they hit 25.
Yeah, they did 25 was last year.
Okay.
With that being said, I'm sure they'll find like 5 more warehouses of stuff to sell. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
here come 26 through 30.
25 was so bad, I sold an open bottle after trying 2 pours of it.
It's amazing what 1 year.
It's almost like a different, different bear. I mean, I know it was 1 year.
Well, it is. I mean, it probably could be from different distilleries or different lots.
Yeah, what
Who knows?
25 year is it? Like, is there SW in it, or is it like?
I don't know. All it says is Tullahoma.
See, I knew there was some Tennessee on it.
Oh no, that's where it's bottled.
No,
And-
I know, I'm kidding.
Caitlin's asking, what was the proof on it?
90, right?
it went up a proof year every year, I think, right? Was that the deal?
No, it's just 1 year older.
I just went 1 year older.
Shit, didn't even say. 90.8.
It's that 0.8 that gets me.
How do you come to that proof?
I
You're
would
like,
have called it correctly if it weren't that 0.8.
Yeah.
Hey, did y'all know the what was the one from Orphan Barrel that actually had a scratch and sniff label on it? It was
the horse, gifted horse.
yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.
I want that bottle again just for that reason,
No, don't be that.
just for the scratch and sniff label. That's awesome. But yeah, I think it's an awesome pour. And if you
Yeah,
ever have a chance to
very
try
good.
try the 21 as well.
Yep.
Yeah, no. But Lost Profit is by far the best Orphan Barrel ever had.
I don't know. That old Blowhard's pretty good. Have you had that one?
Yeah. Old
I thought
Blowhard
that was
was
pretty good.
It was definitely unique. That you can tell is an older bourbon.
Yeah.
Like that's an easy one to be like, oh, that's an older bourbon.
There's just
Yeah.
something about that line that, when it comes out, we're in Louisville, and anything that is above freaking 6 years old, like you can't find because everybody wants to go buy. But for me, it was just something that like it was hard to get behind the Orphan Barrel line because A, it was really hard to chase for. B, there was just a story there that a lot of people that are like really bourbon nerds just couldn't resonate with, right? Like it was a lot of marketing behind it. However, like this is changing my mind, at least in the whiskey.
Well, and that Barter House was good too. Remember?
Yeah,
You
so
gave
we're-
you had a Barter House bottle that was
Dude,
pretty
Barter
good.
I mean, one of the original Barter House bottles was one of the first ones that, like, when I really got into bourbon, was what I got. I remember the liquor store that I got it at. I mean, I forget what the age was on it, but that was one of the first ones that I got from the Orphan Barrel line. And then, things kind of set in and you realize like, this is not a cheap whiskey to purchase either. I think somebody had mentioned in the chat, Richard said, can you actually call something that's $150 underrated? And
In today's market.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
no, but
it drank so easy and so quick that I felt like it's almost like a good Eagle Rare store pick, right?
yeah, but there's so much like depth to it
You
for
pour it,
how
and you're
low
like,
proof
oh,
it
this
is.
is so delicious and easy drinking. Let me just pour some more, and then you pour some more, and then the bottle's gone in like 2 days.
so there's another thing that came up in chat because I remember this too. Just to make sure that Carrie's not getting paid by Diageo is because at some point him talking about hoop and holler.
I got
Hoop and holler.
not my emails anymore because of the review I wrote about Hoop and Holler. They used to send me little small samples. In fact, hang on, I'm going to show you something cool. Hang on one second.
Like Carrie's getting his stuff. So going back to Barter House really quick. So the three Mina Canary
clips.
like stocked up on a bunch of those bottles, and mainly it wasn't the best bourbon you're ever gonna have by far, but it's a 20-year-old bourbon that was good enough for like $90.
Yeah.
right? Or a little less. And you're like, so you have people over who really aren't into bourbon or just getting into bourbon. You're like, hey, you want to try a 20-year-old bourbon? Here you go. Let's taste it. Let's give it a shot. It was pretty good. And that was still like taste to value. It's up there for what it is.
Did y'all get one of these?
I don't get that.
No. What the hell is that?
Sample with the sample bottle, and there's a piece of leather. I don't know if you can see this right here, but there's like a piece of horse strap or something they sent with it. It smelled leather. Thing.
Oh wow!
I don't know how you get on these email lists. Like that's something I know. We don't get on that.
My review was so bad they never wrote me back. I was like, I got to be honest, this is the worst thing I've ever had. I actually have a sip left in this thing.
No time like the present. Just finish it.
That's the samples that I sent out to everyone.
There it is.
That's exactly what I just got.
There's the couch killer right there.
What was the Whoop and Holler? Was that like a 27-year or something?
Oh, God.
That's terrible, even still.
It was horrible.
No, it was a 28-year
28.
American whiskey.
Kara's got all the boxes.
It was 28-year paint thinner is what it was.
Ooh, that was terrible. So yeah, I wrote a review that was so bad they cut me off from everything. So. But
You're one and done.
24. I love it.
Which, I mean, I wrote a blog post a while back in defense of Orphan Barrel. And it was kind of to the point of, like Forged Oak was really good. It was 15-year. Barter House was good. It was 20-year.
and
don't freeze.
They're all somewhat. I'm back. They're all somewhat available and in the, $75 to $100 price range. So, Diageo definitely put a lot of aged bourbon out on the market very quickly and made it available. So that part was interesting. But yeah, the whole, each story was just so far-fetched. It's like, okay, nobody cares anymore.
Hell, some of that's got like SW juice blended in there, right?
They're not allowed to say that, right? Like
probably three.
Gotta be. I mean, hell, when they bought that, they probably bought those barrels for like $300 a piece.
Yeah,
it's a good buy.
This is amazing. Why didn't I see this before? It's like a freaking belt. I love Diageo now.
There's a hidden sample inside that box. Did you figure out that trick?
The what?
In the box.
Yeah, there's a hidden sample.
You have to like open the box and tear it up.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No, but I can scratch and sniff everything.
All right. Well, I think we're going to come to the end of this. I think Carrie wins for fooling, as Jacob Winscott said. Carrie wins for fooling everybody tonight. I think this one came out of nowhere. It was a fantastic kind of surprising end because it could have fooled me. I thought it was a Dusty.
My vote goes for Brian for number one now.
Thank you, Ryan.
I'm kidding.
No, I honestly, I think it was pretty interesting. And it actually brought up a discussion on, the Orphan Barrel line, which we haven't talked about in a long, long time because there hasn't been any releases or really anything even talked about in it because they haven't, there hasn't been much done with the line. And now that we talk about it, we go back and we're talking like 2014 timeframe, like when the original Barter Houses originally came out, and we're talking $75 for a 20-year bourbon. Now we look back on it, we're like, maybe that actually wasn't too bad, right? At least in my opinion. So it's an interesting take on what they've done, what they've done with the brand. I honestly don't know what we could see in the future with Orphan Barrel. I haven't heard of any rumblings or anything for a while. Have you all?
They just drop. Literally, I don't know where they're it's label approved. Let's flood it with all this whiskey, and that's it. And then they do a horrible job of doing a brand presence, right? Their Instagram account, awful. Their website hasn't been updated in years. They don't have a lot of the recent releases. It's like they almost don't care, and they just put stuff to market. And they're like, nah, it's gonna sell.
Yeah.
We'll put no effort behind it.
They're
it's
like,
very
we're just gonna ride Johnny Walker, and
it's very weird.
All of a day, yeah.
I don't know where 22-year Lost Prophet came from. Did he?
Buffalo Trace. It's ancient age.
It was. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah. Because there was a lot of ancient age. Even Willett's had a bunch of ancient age back in the day that they bottled.
Yeah, Willett had it. Wild Turkey had it. There was a lot of ancient age coming on the market.
Rumor is Pursuit Series had it.
Still aging.
Yeah,
Somebody-
it's still aging. It's
Kenny's
not,
basement.
it's not ready yet. Just a few more years. You just hang on.
It'll be like whoop and holler. We're waiting until it gets 27. So
Yeah, I was gonna say about to hit that sweet spot. Here we go.
27. Let's flip those
We'll
numbers
send-
around, buddy.
we'll send it to Carrie with a leather strap.
I'll have it on. I'll wear it. I mean, what is this? What is this?
Oh, we're wearing the same hat, Carrie.
I know. What is this?
I know.
I don't
What's that?
know. Is this part of a saddle?
Looks
If
like
you
a,
have to ask, you've missed the point.
I think you're supposed to chew on it right before you took a sip.
Get the taste of leather then.
That's how it works. All right. So let's go ahead and let's close this out. 11:25 at night. Guys,
Yep.
thanks for coming on.
We're done.
Great. Yeah, like I said, fun sample swap. I think everybody brought some heat except for me and Jordan, apparently. So
Yeah, that's great.
we'll have to
Thanks
figure
for
out if we
nothing.
want. Yeah, we'll have to figure out if we
Woodford
want
wheat.
to keep this going another week.
See,
or
I
two.
didn't drink it before, so that's
Here's
good.
punishment for that.
Thanks for your media samples. We appreciate it.
So gracious. I'm getting blasted for
See
sending
what
out
you
1
think
ounce
of us.
samples, and
Whoa,
these
whoa, whoa,
guys.
I didn't buy that bottle. I didn't want to drink it. I had to buy it to review it. Give me a media sample.
Oh, love it, guys.
All right, that was a lot of fun, fellas. Thank you.
Well, that's fun.
Looks like I'll be on the couch tonight. with Carrie.
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
gonna go find a sub sandwich to eat. I like a giant sub sandwich. Put some Italian dressing in there and just dip it in the Italian dressing and eat it. There you go.
There we go.
There we go.
That's just another Friday for Carrie, though.
We'll see you guys soon.
All right.
All right.
Cheers,
Cheers,
everybody. And
See you
we'll
guys.
check you all soon. Make sure you subscribe to everybody, all these people that are on Instagram and Twitter and their Facebooks, everything like that. Make sure you subscribe to everybody. And yeah, we'll see you all later. Cheers. Have a great weekend.
See ya.
So, yeah.